Hello and welcome. My name is Tom.
And I'm Heather.
And you're sitting at the Couples Table.
The Couples Table is a live stream podcast here on this channel. Join us for better or worse.
For richer or poor.
In sickness and in health.
Whenever we decide to stream.
Woo! Okay, so here's what Tom and I decided before the stream started.
Oh, did we decide something?
We did.
Okay.
So Tom is going to create a tag on his mailing list just for the Couples Table because Mihal, I think when you're watching the replay, asked if we can send an email 24 hours before the stream starts since we're still I don't think we can. Well, here's my plan. Fridays probably at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Sure.
But I don't know if we can put that in stone yet.
No.
But if you want to join the mailing list to get a reminder, we're going to make that. We haven't made it yet. But I don't know. Check the socials and we'll post it somewhere in case you want it. Otherwise, just hit the notification.
But then you get to be on my awesome mailing list.
But then you get to be on Tom's mailing list. So, yeah.
Don't worry. I send out things very sporadically and non-spammy.
I mean, yeah. This is to be you can... You want to? You know what you should do? Two options. You want to sign up for Tom's to receive all his emails or just the Couples Table
I'm gonna have
ones?
you set up this form.
Oh yeah, I could do that. I got you. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Hello. Let's check in. Obs is here. Sammy Superstar in the house. How's our audio situation?
It sounded okay to me over there, but
oh, that's what you went to go do.
yeah, people will let us know.
Hello, Richard.
Peter,
Roger's
hello.
here. Melanie, happy Sunday. Oh no, coffee. Hello. Call me Cubby's in the house. Saying hi from
Are
Jacksonville.
you normally in Jacksonville?
Mr. Camera Junkie. I think he's on the way to creator.
Come up.
No. The eCam creator thing.
Oh.
I saw your live your
Okay.
your stream pop up in my feed yesterday. I think. Yeah, hi Peter.
Oh,
what's up, everybody? Well, 10 a.m. It's early. We haven't streamed.
Yeah,
I don't think we've streamed.
We had some
early.
visitors in town this weekend, so
it's
our
my brother's
Thursday didn't
birthday.
work.
Happy belated to my little brother who ain't so little anymore, which means I'm not so little either.
Oh, there's Daniel. Daniel,
oh my God, we were just talking about you.
In a good way. We're just wonder where he is. He's probably traveling the world.
Well, yeah, we were like, oh, he's in the, I don't know, European Alps somewhere. But
no, he's in Mexico,
you're in Mexico City.
Slightly different.
Hello. Yes, Creator
Camp.
Camp. There it is.
I was close.
You took the words right out of my mouth. All right, so how's content creation?
The content creator life?
How's the content creator
it's
life?
busy. Geez.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's what we titled.
Yeah. Oh, then your question was perfectly apropos. It is good. It's been a very busy just few months, and things are changing, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little fast paced.
It's a little fast paced.
Exciting though, you know.
I feel like it
exciting.
might be adding some stress that I didn't realize it was adding, and so I'm trying to recognize that.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, but I didn't.
Positive stress is also stress.
Yeah. All stress is stress.
Yeah. I'm super enjoying vlogs, but I also want to take time to make videos in here.
Yeah.
Just the sit down ones. I'm at that point where there's not enough time in the week anymore. But
yeah,
that's such an exciting problem to have, though. So
yeah, fortunately it's for the most part for good things.
Yeah, that means it's
busy with lots of good things, not lots of bad things.
Yeah. Yes. Like your shirt, Heather. Happy Sunday. Thank you. I love my shirt
so
too.
bright on screen.
This is my first time wearing it, and okay, so here's the reason why we're wearing sweaters, because it's going to be 100 degrees in the desert today.
Because we never can wear our freaking sweaters.
Tom was like, I really want to wear this new sweater. Do you like his new sweater? Look at these awesome cords.
Look at these cords. I got my shiny logo over here. I'm really
the NHL logo
here.
over there. And then I was like, well, I have to wear a sweater too. I bought this a few weeks ago and it just is too hot to wear. So now I'm wearing it here. But anyway, best time ever. The Real Pell Room. What's up? Hello. Let's see. Subs. Do you need a lift to CC23? Speak now. I'm about to head into Georgia. Oh, obs. Subs. I've been traveling a lot, too much. Oh. Hey, Audio Hotline.
Audio Hotline windscreens. We were talking before.
Gosh, yes.
I thought of Aubrey because this one. Amazon has started selling SM7B windscreens. I mean, I don't know if they're from Amazon. They're from some seller on there. And they're cheap. They're $7 or something. So I got this green one because green is cool. $7, super fast shipping versus $25, and if you're in the US shipping from Europe, it's significantly cheaper, but the quality is definitely not the same at all. This is basically just a sponge that they like formed into a thing, which is fine, but the Reporter Store ones are like they're just so much more high quality and don't affect the sound as much.
They do not feel the same at all.
I've had this one for like a week now, so it doesn't, but the first couple of days I had it, it was also like whatever, like gassing, like smells. I don't know if it's paint
Production smell.
Yeah, the Reporter Store ones, I've never had that problem. But anyway, I thought of you, Aubrey, because I got the bright green one.
Yeah, but that's weird because it's like green screen color.
But I wanted, when I had the SM7B, the Shore colors are like black and green. I was like, oh, it's gonna look cool for the thing, and then I didn't use it, and then I returned the mic.
Okay, so what else? Well, yeah, what else is up? I don't want to cut you off.
Let's see. I started the 11th season of my podcast last week.
Oh wow! Congrats! I had no idea.
Yes, so that's what I've been doing.
We live together.
That's the thing.
What did you talk about?
The second episode comes out tomorrow. The first episode was all about
Tom's just always moving and shaking. It's not that I don't support him, but he's always just doing stuff,
The first episode was about the invalid traffic problem on YouTube.
Okay. I have another problem to bring up with you.
Okay, and then the second episode was more. Well, actually, the episode that comes out tomorrow is all about. I just broke down all of the like podcast interface mixers, is like a buyer's guide to, do you want the Rodecaster? Or do you want the Gigcaster? Is the Mixcast still a thing? What about the PodTrack?
Caster.
All the casties, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow's episode.
Okay, so I'm going to share this link. Don't watch it now because it's 5 minutes long. But Marta of
the Spiral
Lab sent me this link, and I thought it was worth a discussion because most people here are content creators. And even if you're not, you obviously watch YouTube. So I'm curious to think what you would think. But this is like, we've talked about AI a couple times, I think on previous episodes of the Couples Table. And I think that when the last time, from what I can remember, that we talked about it, it was like AI is artificial. So it's not my thing because obviously I want to create my content genuinely and whatever. But then there's also wow, these tools are like really good.
Yeah.
Like we can ask ChatGPT to write a script or whatever. It can really help your process become more effective, efficient. Like if you are stuck in analysis paralysis with a bunch of ideas, get your ideas like into ChatGPT and it'll help you kind of like, flesh things out. And I think that's the last time where the conversation was a few months ago. It has really, as AI would, accelerated.
Yes.
Now that we are in October of 2023. And that link is a message to a video that Hank Green did, who I consider to be, a father of YouTube. So it's about how AI is going to really become a problem on YouTube because it is getting to the point where we can ask ChatGPT to write outlines and scripts for content, but it will get to a point where it's like, make a channel about business advice for new entrepreneurs, and boom, like you don't even have to show up on camera. It'll just create the videos for you, and everything is AI, so it's all going to be optimized and stuff. And he was saying in that video, like, okay, when this is possible, if it isn't already, it's going to go really fast because these are like farms that are just going to crunch this content out. And of course, the creators like us it's impossible for us to compete on that level because it takes
humans.
us, yeah,
we're go to the bathroom and stuff.
Yeah, we're creating at a human pace. There's only so fast that we can go.
Sleep and food and things.
So it's going to be really interesting in terms of discovery because I think there's going to be a lot more to sift through.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I just wanted to see, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I saw Peter popped up a thing there that I kind of agree with. He said, I got a fun input on this AI. What happens will be eventually everything looks the same. And that was kind of what I was thinking because it's at a certain point, AI, when it comes to content creation, AI can't help but optimize for the algorithm, right? So you have this computer robotic algorithm system that's over here, and you have this other system that's optimizing for it. So then you just have a robot creating for robots, and then the people are almost on the sidelines, like, okay, is any of this interesting to us? And I think on like a very base level, almost the same way that like reality TV or whatever, like what is it, like American Idol, like those sort of like super broad shows that like the empty calorie shows that anyone can just put on and be like, oh, okay, it's
mainstream
fine.
Audience.
I feel like it'll be very good at creating that stuff, but creating stuff that people connect with and that is different and stands out will be tougher. And what will be interesting is when people, so say like AI, is doing its thing, and then a Casey Neistat shows up where they bring something entirely new to the platform that's really great and that people love. Does it immediately latch onto that and like poof, like suddenly that, I don't know, like how does that work? But yeah, the as a tool though, as a tool, I don't want to be as negative about it as I initially felt, because there are really helpful things. Like one big thing
I'll never see it as negative. I can't.
One big thing. Well, it's also like the genie's not going back in the bottle. So yeah. What are you going to do?
I mean, that's like saying social media is bad. I'll never say that.
But it can
be used for bad things. Yeah. But yeah.
I've been using Photoshop's.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
I was using Photoshop beta, and they implemented it into the new version, but like the generative AI and all of those tools slipped on here. Save a ton of time. So here's an example. This was a thumbnail for a video I did a while ago. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because it's just on my phone.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so this is a picture of a microphone on a boom arm in my studio against the blue backdrop. And it was funny because I was trying to take all these pictures and get everything good, and I was done, and I was turning off all my lights, and just one light was left on in the studio as I was leaving, and I looked, and I was like, that looks so cool. So I grabbed my camera, took a photo of just the boom arm with one light instead of, my 15 lights like normal. And you can kind of see on the edge here, you see like the edge of the wall, and there's stuff over here, and there's microphones on the wall. Normally what I would do, because what I wanted was for this blue background to fill the whole thing. So normally I would go into Photoshop, and I would actually use some tools that I learned from Peter's videos like 3 years ago to like, stretch out the backgrounds and clone things out and make the whole background blue. It's not incredibly difficult, but it would probably take me to make it look good, especially because there's a gradient here. Like you see, there's the bright spot where the light is, and there's sort of a vignette on the blue. To get that matching and looking even, I would say it'd honestly probably take about 30 minutes to get it done. I was like, I'll try the new Photoshop thing. So I just selected the microphone, generative AI, and then, now it's not gonna be as impressive. I can't just swipe between it. But yeah, in 2 seconds, it filled up. It didn't just crop in, it's the same framing of the thing, but it filled out perfectly the whole thing there. Literally, however long it took to generate, maybe 6 seconds or something. And I was like, oh, perfect. And then I could go in and,
clean it up
and add in some lettering and everything. But like, that saved so much time.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. AI is not inherently bad.
Yeah, and the end result is the same. Like, it's not, it wasn't an artistic expression of myself. It was the same thing I wanted to get to, but it just got me there so much faster instead of having to spend 30 minutes on it. It wasn't like, okay, I want to paint this beautiful picture that, evokes something in my soul and communicates something. I'm just going to have Photoshop generate evocative picture of emotions or whatever.
Right.
But in this case, it was incredibly helpful. And so there's that part of it. I feel like when it comes to the AI generated content, my worry is that people don't distinguish the difference, and like, it just swipe, consume, swipe, consume. But my hope is that people actually do sort of like, I kind of get tired of it, because I feel like it will feel a certain way, and it won't scratch a certain itch that whether or not somebody even wants to have that itch, like they don't even realize that they're looking for that. But then when they have something that does meet that need and kind of nourish that part of themselves, they feel differently towards it than the thing that a computer made. But also, my last thing I will say is a thing that I have really been watching a lot of are AI generated commercials. Because people will,
for fun.
Yeah, because people will make.
So you're watching commercials that are in AI
but it'll be like someone will make do a Pizza Hut commercial from 1982 or whatever, and
okay.
Or the best ones are when they somehow use AI to generate like like a fake restaurant. So it has like a slogan and a song and like a voiceover, but it's like AI doesn't quite know how food works. And so like people's mouths, people like don't have mouths, or they have like too many mouths or like teeth. And like the slogan is also like, I think one restaurant was called Taco Tornado or something. And it had like, it's really funny because it's like slightly off the mark, but I was like tearing up. That was
That's your thing.
some of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Peter says, see, I got a fun input on this AI. What happens will be that everything looks the same eventually.
Right.
Ryan says, as a small YouTuber, I work 40 hours per week with my full-time job. My child goes to bed around 8 p.m. Then I can start making content for my channel, and it's been this way for 3 years.
That is exhausting.
The non-persona channels will be the ones most challenged by AI. Channels where the audience connects with the personality will stand apart. This is how I feel. I feel like
That's true.
this is a huge advantage for creators like us, basically, who I feel like it is about the connection, the genuine connection, and I think that in making content that isn't necessarily the most mainstream, you do take a, it's like the deep versus wide thing, right? Like if you want to go deeper, you can't go as wide. And I think that that deeper connection and the topics that take a little bit longer to talk about, the longer videos even, just in general, because I think the AI videos are going to be probably shorter. I think those are going to stand out, and I think that there's more opportunity for that deeper connection. Like, I think people will crave that because they've craved that connection since the beginning of time. That's like a human nature thing.
Right.
The thing that I worry about, though, is that, like you said, I don't know if we're at the point where people can distinguish between what is AI generated and what's not.
If you're not someone who makes stuff yourself and looking at it with this eye, you're just sort of like, I'm opening an app to just
because the thing is, it's like I think the average YouTube like viewer who doesn't create content, doesn't know about the back end of YouTube. I don't think they have a conscious thought of, oh yeah, I'm watching more YouTube shorts than I have. They're just watching YouTube. It doesn't matter whether it's shorts or live streams or vlogs or whatever. It's like, oh, it's just in their feed, and now they're scrolling. Thing, So I think it's like that's the part that I get a little bit, I wonder how YouTube's going to handle this, because they're already having problems with that. And, if they had a problem with moderation, the checking system in terms of what's appropriate on YouTube with the volume that we're uploading at now,
oh my God,
it's only going to get like, that volume is
suddenly
going to
go to like 12,000 hours a minute or whatever.
Exactly.
Uploaded.
I feel like.
Yeah. Oof. I didn't even think about literally the infrastructure demand.
If I were YouTube, what I would do is upload limits. And that you could even pay as a creator. Like, okay, you're only allowed to upload like 5 hours a month. If you want to upload more, then you actually have to pay rent.
Well,
since we're distributing for free, you actually now have to pay rent to have your business on our street. That'll be interesting. I hope that doesn't happen. But it would stop trash content, I feel like, because they wouldn't pay.
Right. No. Well, so one thing in my podcast episode, Shameless Self-Promotion Synergy Platform Cross whatever. I've talked to you about this, and I don't know what the thing is or the practicality is, but if I were in charge of YouTube, by all accounts, from what I have heard and seen, the people at the top, like the executives and whatnot, and the CEO, do want the platform to do well.
Obviously.
They do care about not harming people and stuff. And it's a big platform that has a huge percentage of the Earth's population on it. So that's a hard thing for like a group of people in a room to solve all the problems for. And I get that. I do feel like the weird thing is, unless you are some of the main channels. When I say main channels, I mean like a Mr. Beast type channel, a Linus Tech Tips, channels that don't just have hundreds of thousands or even a few million, but like tens of millions. Yeah.
Like they're companies at this point.
Yeah. Like I feel like they have a different ear, but even from what I understand, channels with like several million subscribers are still feeling, it's almost like if you're not that, which almost starts at like 10,
You
15,
fall
20
through the
million subscribable
cracks.
channels. You're all lumped together. So whether you have 2.5 million, 800, whether you're 42 years old and you've been doing this full time, or you're a 12-year-old who's like just trying to like upload some like copyrighted game content or something, you're all in the same bucket in YouTube's eyes. And to me, that is a huge problem, because that's where the thing we've talked about, where YouTube doesn't care if I stop, if you stop,
Right.
because some other nerd is just going to show up and upload videos. Like they don't care. And I don't want to say they should care, but I feel like, especially with the AI stuff, if there are channels where it's like, okay, here's a channel that has consistently built, created content on this platform for a number of years, built up an audience, they're in good standing, that they're not a channel that has a million copyright strikes or community guidelines dings or anything.
Yeah.
They create, and when I say high quality content for YouTube, it's probably different than us, but for them it'd be like ad friendly content.
Watch
Yeah.
time,
Stuff that people watch,
retention,
that's safe to put ads
friendly.
on.
Yeah.
And they keep doing it, and they're trying to, build some sort of either part-time or full-time livelihood on it. I feel, because that number of channels is really small. Like, compared to all of the channels, that number is significantly smaller. Not necessarily that each one needs to have like a personal phone call or whatever, but those are the ones that in the system get flagged and tagged to maybe have exceptions. Maybe you can upload a little bit more. Maybe when this weird traffic issue happens,
you get a badge. You've earned a badge.
We actually care about fostering a partnership here.
Yeah.
It's almost like we, to the best of their ability, in a very unstable and unpredictable industry, the best of their ability, they're creating a platform that has a modicum of stability and security on it, which isn't going to be much. But that would be an absolute game changer from the creator point of view, where you don't feel like you're building a house on quicksand all the time. Like, we have a house, it's next to an earthquake fault. That is a thing you are aware of when you buy the house. And then the house is built with certain earthquake codes. We buy earthquake insurance, like, there's things you can do to not eliminate the risk, but at least prep yourself to handle it or mitigate it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if YouTube actually did that for the channels, right now they've been looking at it as, who cares? Because Heather stops, someone else is just going to step in. But I think it's really going to bite them in the butt when it's like, oh, like high quality channels disappear and are replaced with like garbage. AI can make 800 videos a day channels.
For every one Tom Buck, there's going to be 2,000 AI channels.
Right.
So,
and I feel like fostering that
yeah,
is really important for them to succeed. And I don't know, I just feel like it's important.
Daniel says, when smartphones started to produce quality pics, we heard many times that would lead to the end of pro photography. I would argue that it did the opposite. It lowered the barrier of entry.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that argument, calculators are going to make people dumb. Like, new technology is always scary. It does always hype up. And then there is a point where a lot of people do just get tired of it and move on, because it's like the shiny new toy is boring now. And I think, there's only so many AI commercials you want to make, so many fake AI videos.
Roger says, I've used Photoshop beta for moving unwanted stuff in photos like backpacks, and it works great for that. I would get to the same result doing it the old way in Photoshop, but that just saves time.
Exactly.
Yeah. The AI commercials.
Of course,
are
you've also
terrifying.
watched them.
Daniel says, AI might lower the barrier of entry for many time-consuming tasks, but it will then make it easier to produce the mass for all the same content and dilute quality in the ocean. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Oh, Becky and Chris's helicopter video.
Just imagine Final Cut Pro plugin that analyzes and color corrects, grades footage. Afraid it's around the corner. Okay, there are AI online editors, but still Final Cut Pro can become a target. Hey, Zens.
Yeah, I mean, like, that would be a good and a bad thing, right? Like, if that's almost like just buying a LUT pack, though. Like, you go to Peter's website, you buy Peter's LUTs, you just slap Peter's LUTs on your footage, and you're done.
Peter's LUTs on my footage.
That's not, I'm going to guess, that's not even what Peter intends. You go there, and then it's a starting point to dial it into your own thing. And that's, the AI stuff, like, it can color correct your footage, it can modify everything, but you still have to go, like, why... I want it to look more like this, or I'm thinking audio, which I have been using, actually, Adobe's Speech Enhance AI.
Oh, yeah, you use it a lot.
I do use it a lot, and it's really helpful, and it's the same thing. It's like, I could tweak the audio to sound this way on my own, but especially with audio, that's going to take a really long time. So instead of that, how about I just have this machine do it in no time, and then we're good.
Oh my
Boston and Maine live!
Oh my goodness, we're such fans. We have sorry, now I'm fangirling. You're watching me fangirl. Everyone, this is Boston and Maine
The
Live.
channel is on in our living room right now.
Yes. Do yourself a favor and check out the live World Cams stream. It's a 24/7 live stream, but there's like 120 live cameras around the world. But it's hosted by this wonderful channel here, and it's been such a treat in our house for like 3 months.
Yeah, it's great.
But anyway, let's see. Oh, the courses, you guys. If you didn't know, Tom has a course. Peter also has a course about Final Cut
We both
Pro.
have Final Cut Pro courses.
Yes. And you also have podcast courses as well.
And have podcasting courses as well. Yeah. Peter's course is very, very... Both our courses are us sharing our way of editing with Final Cut Pro.
Yeah.
And I would say Peter's is like...
I nodded my head, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen either. Sorry.
Peter's is... I'm not calling
good.
mine not premium. I would say his is a more premium thing and mine is a less premium version.
Sure.
But they're both great courses, and it is also, we are stylistically quite different editors. So
Hi.
this-
I just busted out Japanese. I don't know why I did that. Sorry. I'm taking
That
a
was
Japanese
awesome.
class. Well, that's good. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's like fusing.
All right.
Anyway, so AI, to wrap up the conversation, I'm actually optimistic.
Are we going to tell people that we've been AI avatars this whole time?
Yeah,
When are we
ready,
gonna
push
drop
the
that?
button.
I think they're physically robots that stop. I like your moves though, but
Oh man. Tom thinks that Mr. Beast is an AI.
I don't think he's an AI. It wouldn't surprise me if the news came out that he never actually
The big
existed as a
reveal
human.
guy.
I would be like, yeah, okay. Like, I'm not surprised.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. It's like the movie Weird Science, but instead of making like a supermodel girl, they were just like, let's put the algorithm into like a 22-year-old white dude. Boom. Okay. Weird Science.
But seriously though, I do feel optimistic because here's the thing: like all the trends, all the new tools, all the new tech will come and go, but human nature is human nature since there was one person on this planet. So, and I think that humans will always crave the deeper connection, the sense of belonging, the relatable to someone who's in a similar situation as them, and I feel like that's going to be hard.
Well, I mean,
I think that's even if AI could mimic, it's not going to be. It just can't be. Like I refuse to believe that it can.
I mean, I
Or I
think
don't
of it
know,
as
maybe, who knows?
like being at like a social event, like a party or something. There's a bunch of people there you don't know that well. All the conversations you can have about like, hey, yeah, weather, crazy. Oh, yeah, the weather. Do you see
Right.
like
Yeah.
all that like small talk stuff that we all engage with, and it's fine. And you can go through a day like that and be like, yeah, everybody's really nice. I had a good time. And then you meet somebody there that like you connect with in some way, and you're able to like, oh, this thing. Oh, yeah. And then and then 3 hours pass because you've just like been able to.
You went into the garage and like now there's like someone showed you this cool tool and now you guys
connected
are
in a deeper
tinkering.
way, and that's
Yeah.
a very different experience than just the small talk, even though the small talk's fine. Like it's not hurting anything necessarily, but it's also not scratching that itch in the same way.
There you go. So, all right.
Well- so
Oh.
that's our AI.
That's AI. Sorry, my back's starting to hurt.
That's a good thing to update on.
I think it's
So okay, from the content creator side of things, I do think what's really important is the recognition. Same with short form video. Like it's not going away. Doesn't mean you have to go all in and like only do that, but it's like, okay, what is it? How do I use it? How can I incorporate it? Maybe I don't need to, maybe I want to, or a little bit. Like it's another tool, and it would be foolish to just. The thing that I'm becoming so aware of as like we start getting a little older is I really do notice people at younger ages than I would expect get stuck in their ways. As a kid, you're very
malleable.
That's the word. That's exactly the word. Yeah, you can change your opinions, your thoughts, the way you do things is like fine. You can adapt to new workflows, and then you find what works, you stick with it. This is how it is, and you sort of stick with that, but then the times move on, and I remember being a teacher in 2022 and there were still other teachers using Scantrons, Eventually one day the school was like, we have to get rid
2022.
or sorry, 2020, the 2020s, whenever I stopped teaching. It's been a weird decade. But I remember teachers still using Scantrons, and then you run them through the machines like, and eventually the school was like, look, this Scantron machine, this grading machine is from 1975, literally. We're going to get rid of it, so you can't use these anymore. And people were throwing a fit. And it's like, because you have used those since you started teaching here 28 years ago. And it's not that it's necessarily bad, but like maybe there are better ways to approach assessments.
You know what I opened up the other day and actually tried to spend some time with? I don't know if I told you this. CapCut.
No, you told me you were interested in it because you wanted to like play around
for
with
like
it.
30 minutes. Wow. What a tool.
Yeah?
It's incredible. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
is it free?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
There's a
freemium.
A freemium. I would definitely consider it to be like the final cut of vertical.
Phones? Really?
It's crazy. I hate editing on a phone.
Okay.
Like I hate using my fingers to, slide the stupid sliders. Or I need my mouse.
Try to find the right right frame and stuff.
Yeah. But oh my god, the templates, you could just remake. If you like this person's thing, you could just take it and it's got all the things there. You can customize everything. It'll even tell you like what shots where and it'll you can change the ratio with one click to be, for whatever platform that it's kind of crazy. But I can see why a tool like that has really lowered the barrier of entry, because if you didn't know how to edit, you don't need to know how to edit. It'll tell you exactly what to do. It's kind of crazy, but my point is like anti-shorts, anti-reels, anti-vertical here. I recognize like I'm being set in my ways. Let me give this a try. Like let me just see. I don't know. I started vlogging back up again, and I was like, let me just. I have my experience. I have my perspective. I have my story. But like the reality is that the landscape of creator tools is changing, and I don't want to just be stuck in 2015 YouTube vlogging days. Like what if there is a way to make to use these tools to do something that I didn't realize I could do. I'm trying to take that view.
Something, I forget who I was talking to the other day about this, but one thing
hard to learn something new though.
Oh my god. But we've talked about this before when we talk about career content creators and career YouTubers, which is a newish thing. But if you think of like like you talked about Hank Green earlier, or like I always think of
creating on YouTube since
the beginning. I always think of like iJustine or Marquez Brownlee, like people who've been doing it for over 10 years, have gone from a bedroom in their parents' house to full-on production studio situation kind of thing. And obviously their stuff they make has changed, their approach has changed, but in those cases, if you watch the first video and the newest video, it's still the same person.
Yeah.
And to me, that's been fascinating.
They've adapted, they've leveled up, but the core, is still there. The soul is still there.
And we've talked about this before, that in order for them to do that, there have been all these different eras,
trends and things
of YouTube, and they've had to adapt and like shift and like make it through. It's like you're in the ocean and the big wave comes and you kind of have to like go. They've had to do that several times. To me, I feel like this is, I don't know about you, but the first time in my several years, I feel like if you want to do this for a long time, it's been 6 years. It's your turn to figure out how to do that.
Machine,
right?
Like we all in our own way. Yeah, I feel like 6 or 7 years. It
seems like
it's at that point in our YouTube careers.
Yeah, and because other people are jumping in right now. If you start now, this is going to be just how it is. Like this is what it is.
The newest thing. So.
And then they're gonna have to adapt in 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
ChatGPT really helped me with a programming task I couldn't figure out. That's how I think too. Always try to think of how to improve or find ways to do things better. It's fun too.
It is fun, yeah. And like how to use like chat has been really helpful. I don't want to use chat to write a script for my video or anything, because I do want, even if my video is imperfect or whatever, I want my mic review to be my mic review. Like that is really important to me. But something I've done a few times is I've been outlining videos, especially for like some client things, like if we're doing like how to set up podcasting or something.
Instruction.
I will outline, I will
Tutorial.
create my video,
Yeah.
do my whole script, but I will then ask chat to do it because my thought is, let me see if I'm even sort of in this ballpark, because my thought is that chat is taking like the most
lot of
generalized
input,
approach.
yeah. Mhm.
So, okay,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
these
yeah.
are the 5 steps to starting a podcast and it's there, and I go, okay, here's the one I have. Hey,
Yeah.
look, like, I feel like
Yeah,
my
it's
thing
like
must make sense.
how to bake a chocolate chip cookie. You can have your way, and then you can check what chat's
Yeah,
doing, and it's like, okay.
cross-checking. That's kind of
Yeah,
what
yeah.
that's what I've been using it for.
That is a new definition for me now.
Cross-checking?
Yeah,
Oh.
penalty for cross-checking.
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. I-
And I saw hockey, and I was like,
I learned about it from flight training, because it's where you have multiple instruments that share the same thing, and you're cross-checking like all your data to
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure it
No,
all
that's-
matches.
yeah.
I actually forgot about you just hit somebody.
Let's see.
Go to the box.
Art says, I started using shorts and reels and even TikTok to help me get over the fear of editing. 15, 45-second clips are great for exploring transitions and effects. That's what I told Tom. I was like, you know what I should do? I should do a 10-day tackle for
reels?
for vertical.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to, I think I'm just too stuck. Everyone knows what that feels like, right? Like, I think I'm going to start a YouTube channel. It's like, where the hell do I begin? But if you just make your first 10 videos, just, and then ask yourself that question, you're going to have so much more to go off of, you'll ask different questions after you make your first 10. I think I need to do that too. Because right now what I'm doing, I see vertical as like, how can I take a clip of something I've already made that's
Not creating
horizontal
specifically for.
Yeah, it's not vertical first.
No, and that's what I have been
like, I wanted to make a clip of the couples
surprisingly
table.
enjoying.
We are a horizontal. There's no way to make this
smash both
a
of
vertical.
us.
Yeah, unless we cut it, and it would be weird because we're sitting next to each other. There's no way to do it.
Yeah.
So like, but I've never seen a reel or a TikTok. Well, I'm not on TikTok, but I've never seen a vertical thing where it's a podcast clip where the two people are you know what I mean? Where you put the horizontal thing in the vertical canvas. I've never seen that. Have you?
Don't you do that?
I know I do it, but
Oh,
I
other
don't think
people not
other
doing
people
it.
do
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Like, I don't. It never.
It's like,
pops
yeah, I have
up
seen
in
that.
my-
You do that. But yeah, no, that like for me, growing short form stuff, I'm not really interested in like growing a short form audience, because my experience with that has been actually quite negative.
Oh
Like,
yeah, we should talk about that too.
yeah, I have found this is why I can only speak to my experience. The audience and the people that I found, like everybody here, through longer form stuff has been really special and really great.
Yeah.
And even the people who stop by on one video and ask a question or leave a comment or something, there's just a lot of meat there. And the short form stuff, like that's the only video I have on my channel that I have had to turn comments off is a short form video. Like, because it's cast such a wide net, and so many people come in with they didn't even
context
intend
at
to end up
all.
at your party, and they're like, this sucks, why is this here, why are you doing
Yeah.
that? Like, they don't even know how they got there. But so I don't have the intention to grow that audience, because I don't think I can handle it right now. But what I have found that I like is it has been fun to edit for vertical short form.
See, yeah, I haven't done that.
And that has been shockingly fun, because like whether it's tilting the camera sideways, like taking a nice camera and doing it that way, or just trying to use my phone as good
like
as possible.
vertical first.
Yeah, and trying to really communicate a thing in like under 60 seconds. It's very different. Like, shot composition is totally different. Visual communication is totally different. If you're really trying to focus on taking the same goals when it comes to clarity and concept as I would with a regular video, and put it in a short form video, but now it's 60 seconds, and having to add captions because someone's gonna watch it on mute and that kind of thing. Like,
Right.
that has actually been really fun, and I've enjoyed it a lot. Paul picked up a speed editor on eBay. Nice. Rather cheap without the studio license since you already had it. Yeah, that speed editor is awesome. That's how.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, you always it's when I don't use it, it's in a drawer, and Heather will just open the drawer and start pushing the buttons, which is in my studio. It's very satisfying.
Hey,
Bailey,
what's up?
was it Monday over there? Yeah. Yeah, we're on the weekend. You're on the week. Oh, did you know that Saturday and Sunday are the strongest days of the week?
Oh God, are you ready for it, everybody?
That's because the other days are weekdays. We still got 19 minutes here. Art says 100% agree with your thoughts on vertical. I only did it due to more opportunities with pro sports as social media. Yeah. And that's like, okay, this sweater right here that I'm wearing, I saw it at our team shop, like at the arena. I was like, oh, it's a really cool sweater. It's kind of expensive. I don't need it.
But you pulled the plug after seeing
but then I was watching
piece of content.
Well, I was watching all of the like training camp videos, and all of the players were wearing these sweaters like as they're like exercising and getting ready. I was like, God, they look so cool. And then I went back and bought it.
See.
It totally. I mean, that could have happened in a regular one, but it was the vertical. I do think. Well, I didn't check a story. Sorry, first, the last thing is I didn't check a story for years because you were doing them and I didn't even watch yours because I didn't even know what they were. And then that's my like favorite thing on Instagram now is just stories, making them and watching them. I don't even do anything else in the app.
Well, okay, so I forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry, I said vertical was great, and then I did a thing and stories.
I forgot.
Sorry.
No, I mean it'll come back.
Okay.
Anyway.
Zen says, Happy Thanksgiving. It's October. Is it Canadian Thanksgiving?
Which Thanksgiving is it?
I mean, you should be you should be giving thanks every day.
Hi. Hi is yes in Japanese, by the way. So if I say it, that's what I'm talking. I don't mean. Well, I do mean hi, but anyway, what was I gonna say?
I don't know. I feel so bad. It looked like you had such a brilliant thought. Yeah, I'm sorry. Bailey's telling Peter they love the RAV4 video because Peter recently got a RAV4. I also have a RAV4.
Yep.
Peter got the new RAV4, and then he has been, I don't know, for the last like 3 months, has been just upgrading it like
the epicness.
Yeah, it new headlights, new like wheels, new tires, new everything. It's very cool.
Yeah.
It's really
Canadian
really cool.
Thanksgiving.
Okay, there we go. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
There you go. Happy Thanksgiving. Tom's sweater is cool, but Heather's hand pink wave. There it is. Outfit today is mega cool.
Heather's hand pink waving.
Thank you,
hand.
Hope Sick Mac. This is my first opportunity to wear this sweater. I've been waiting because it's still hot. But...
I know. Let me tell you, once it gets cold here, it's just
oh my gosh,
take advantage of that hoodie season
because
it's short.
Hoodies are so cool. I wish like.
Oh, sorry. I was hoping this was true, but I didn't want to assume.
What?
Peter said Tom was the inspiration for the RAV4. Because we hung out in my RAV4 when he visited last year. We were going everywhere in it. And it's actually interesting. Sorry, that's cool because I love my RAV4. I did though, Peter. The one thing I have upgraded on mine, it was $14. I got a center console divider organizer, which I've not had in the 7 years I've had the car, and it is.
You can't stop talking about it.
Yeah, I can find everything now. It's been such a mess the whole time. It's the best.
Let's see. If I frame the shots right, I can make vertical content out of it as well as horizontal. All the reels in my IG are cropped from horizontal.
So check it out. This is where the last two, the 11 and 12 GoPros are really cool because they have full frame sensors.
So you can crop however the heck you want.
Yeah, so you use the whole like big square sensor, and then when you're done, you can take that footage and crop horizontal or crop vertical from the same clip.
Yeah, we can't do that.
But
we
it's
would
at
have
full
to sit
resolution.
all the way over there.
Yeah, I mean you can do that with any. You can frame wide and then just crop that way, but then you're losing your resolution. And what's cool is this is it's still full.
So you know what CapCut will do?
I don't know what it will do.
It'll change. It'll crop based on who's talking.
Oh, okay.
Automatically. I mean, talk about an AI tool. That's awesome. So if you have two angles, two cameras, yeah, it'll just crop for your podcast, which is, I mean, how cool is that?
That's the thing.
Automatically. Oh
I haven't found a solution.
It
but
won't work with us because we're sitting side by side. But
a question I get all the time is if you have a multicam podcast setup, how do you do something that cuts to a camera when somebody's talking? So we have our main thing, and I think it would. We want it to be like Google Meet used to be, where like someone sneezes and it cuts to them, and they're like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah, it didn't work for us because well, actually, I think what it did was it didn't cut; it panned. You
Yeah.
can increase the pan, but I was like, "Meh, meh, 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 meh."
No, but it would be awesome if you
And then
had
we
like,
talk over each other. So
say we
much
had a
that
3-camera setup here, which is a very typical video podcast set. We have our main thing, and then we have our solo
two
cams
shots,
each.
yeah.
It would be really cool. Not just every time I talk, because that would be like crazy if every time someone made a sound. But I feel like
if it can like
default to the 2-shot. If Heather's talking for more than a second and a half,
Right.
it cuts to her. If I'm talking for more than like
if
a
we're-
second
if
and a half,
we're,
it
like
cuts to
telling
me.
a story, one of us is talking for like a minute.
If both of us are
cut to
talking,
that.
it knows to cut to the.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an AI application.
I think we're right there. Yeah.
No one has done that yet, though.
I think they're doing it. It's a premium feature. That's what I
it
think.
needs to be done.
Um,
Bailey's got first major live audio mixing gig over the next 2 weeks. Congratulations. Managing and mixing
Oh,
29 headset mics and a full
wow.
orchestra for the school's musical.
oh my
all
goodness.
about 60 months. That's awesome. I mean,
How
you've had so much
crazy.
experience over.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. I know you know this, but I'm just going to tell you this, that you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. Like, and just because today's show is the best show ever doesn't mean tomorrow's won't be a total train wreck. And just because tomorrow's a train wreck doesn't mean the next day's won't be the best ever. So don't,
So have fun.
yeah, just have fun.
Yeah. Well, okay. Since we're a quarter of the hour left,
Okay.
how else is content creation life?
Oh,
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you.
yay.
Oh my god, I remembered.
Nice.
Tom watches a lot of YouTube. It's his primary source of entertainment,
Sure
more
is.
than any other like Netflix or whatever platforms or anything like that. Have you noticed anything different in your consumption of YouTube videos? Like, I know I ask you this like every now and then, but are you noticing any like?
So yeah, my consumption of YouTube videos is that I watch a lot of Hulu now.
Oh, well, that's saying something.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? You turned red when you said that.
Well, because
Tea.
I've always been like,
Tom has always
I've always been more
first,
YouTube than anything.
YouTube first.
What
Why do you think you like YouTube first? Or like, why do you? What is it that like? What is it before, right? That made you go to YouTube versus the Hulus and the Netflix and the HBO and all the
it
other
was
things?
like, for me, a lot of it was like I'd get interested in something, whether it was something I wanted to learn, like, oh, how do I?
It's so niche that it's
how do I do this thing with the camera? How do I put on hockey pads or whatever? And then I could just dive down the rabbit hole, which I still do that. But a lot of it was also even stuff that was entertainment, like, oh, here's like a fun commentary thing. Here's just an interesting video. Here's whatever. And I just feel like I haven't
heard you talk about your commentary channels in a while, actually.
Oh, I would still watch them a lot, but
Okay,
they
good.
usually upload one video a month. Most of them do one video a month. So that's what you get.
You're like,
But
I
they're
need
good
more.
videos, like, and
Right,
that's
right.
and that's fun. But the other thing is like, it's a thing that has happened in the past years. I've tried to learn different things. I tried to learn a lot for flight training. I tried to learn DaVinci Resolve, and I tried to learn hockey. And I found YouTube to be a very bad place to learn things, which made me sad because I feel like it is a very good place to learn things. But it's almost like when you see The Matrix, and maybe I got jaded a little bit because it was like, as soon as a video starts, I can see like, okay, there is 40 seconds I need out of this 9-minute
Sorry,
video.
it's been a couple weeks since I uploaded my last video. But
Well, even not that. It's just the like, yeah. I mean, it's just the.
if you really like what you're seeing, make sure to hit the like button. And
Yeah, okay, so how to do something in DaVinci Resolve, how to, I don't know, move a title or whatever. Okay, cool. Well, DaVinci Resolve is an editor here, and if you go to if I'm watching this video, and that's where, when I was learning Resolve, I was like, I'm going to go to Blackmagic's resources. It made me appreciate my and Peter's courses more, because I was like, okay, thank God, there's a need for this. I just went to the official Blackmagic resources, because it's literally just a guy at a desk, like,
just go.
okay, we're gonna click on file. We're gonna do that. They're not, and they're the best free resources. And so it's almost like, unless I have a purpose now, it just very rarely does something actually like catch my interest, because I just feel like so much. I can almost feel, well, it's also iPhone season, which I do not give a crap about phones, and everything on a lot of channels like phones. And then like, okay,
Well,
I'll see you guys in December.
I don't know why I did this, but I unconsciously decided to never introduce myself in a video ever.
Yeah.
Tutorials, vlogs, whatever it is, because I just feel like if you are new, you'll go find out who I am. You know, you'll watch the next video. I feel like you'll know whether to subscribe or not. I do like how people manage to very cleverly plug in the like,
sometimes
comment,
stuff
subscribe.
is really clever.
Yeah, it's funny, it's clever, and I actually, it's like a head nod to it. I like how you did that. I see what you did there. But I just feel like it's not. I find myself when I'm also trying to find information, doing this, skipping, double tap. Yeah, skip 10 seconds.
What I found,
get to the thing.
What I used to feel like was like, if I say I didn't check in, we were out of town or something, I didn't watch YouTube for a day or two, I'd almost feel like, oh my God, I'm so far behind, which would sometimes feel like an embarrassment of riches, like to go through and catch up on everything. And now what I found is if I don't check it for a day or two, I do have my whole list, and then I get to go through, and sometimes it's cool stuff, like maybe Peter uploaded 2 videos, and I'm like, sweet, I can watch like 2 interesting videos, but sometimes I like scroll, and there's like...
You've caught up.
I maybe watched one thing or nothing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's, you know.
Let's see. Peter says Premiere Pro has some AI plugin to do the automated speaker switch. Oh, I'm dumb in Adobe, but I can still use this. It's weirdly perfect. Oh, you should check it out.
I should check that out. I hate Premiere.
Well, let's put this in there and see what
maybe
happens.
Premiere's gotten better. I've just...
Oh, Premiere.
Yeah. No, Adobe...
You know how to use Premiere. You just don't use it.
I've literally never made a project in Premiere that didn't crash.
Well,
no hyperbole.
Yeah, but what's the last time you've tried that?
I mean, it's been probably a year, but I feel like that's fairly recent.
I'm going to record a behind the scenes to try and put together a video, but it might be a lot of running around and frantic movement. Those are exciting videos.
You know, something you can do, though, is also just grab shots where you can grab them and then go back and edit a voiceover that explains what it is.
Yeah.
So you don't have to, like, be on in the moment.
Yeah. I'm a troubled soul. YouTube is only learning for me.
Well, YouTube, like, so hockey has been great because I can sit there and actually watch, like, stretches and gear things or whatever.
There's nowhere else to get that.
There is nowhere else I can get that super niche info.
Yeah. Melanie says, Tom, I feel exactly the same. So much is a waste of time. I do the live stream for outdoor ice skating all winter.
Really?
Oh, wow. I think I may think about adding camera switching between 2 cameras.
It's fun. Camera switching is really fun.
What I dislike about YouTube Learning now are videos about something that seems simple but have 20+ minute run times. Yeah.
And no chapter markers. I wouldn't mind a long video with a chapter marker, but...
Only Murders in the Building.
Yes, we discovered it in like... We'd never heard about it. Discovered it in August.
And when the 3rd season was like about to come out.
Yeah, so we're totally caught up. It's amazing.
Fantastic.
But see, that's the thing though, is like when it comes to watching other shows, which is for me is like, it's not, I'm watching a lot of Bob's Burgers and Letterkenny and Frasier and like not, anything insane, but just sitting back and watching something that's like not trying to like bait me into anything. I don't even mean clickbait, but I mean like rage bait me or convince me to buy something or...
You know what I did when I went offline this summer? Because I went offline for 3 months. I pulled down all my YouTube videos. I did not open the Instagram app for 3 months or any social media app. And I read.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I read so much. I think I read like 22 books in 3 months. And it was so refreshing to just have like a well-written, well-edited story that like I'm learning, I'm using my imagination. But
doesn't that go back to the quality thing of like, I mean, obviously
it is high quality. Obviously it's a time sink,
yeah.
But it was just nice to do that. I don't know.
Yeah, there are certain things that I just, when that channel uploads a video, I just know this is high quality. Not only is the information good or trustworthy, but even if I'm not trying to get info, if I'm just trying to enjoy myself, like,
yeah,
this is gonna be, I'm watching something that was built with care, not slapped together.
It's just interesting because if I look back into our videos from, say, even 3 years ago, I feel like it's very different now. Not just like quality, like of course we've upgraded all our stuff, but like the way that we would, the way that you would do disclaimers at the beginning of the videos, or I think like as consumers of YouTube as well, we know what we like and don't like, and we factor that
Yeah, I don't want
into
to
the
make the
watch
thing I don't like.
experience. Yeah, like we are creating a watch experience for the people that we know are watching, and we want to make it something that we would also watch.
Yeah, there's
So,
definitely. I have a video coming out tomorrow. It is a 30. Speaking of long videos,
I
a
didn't even-
37-minute video about the Shure SM7
Tom and I
DV.
usually watch each other's videos before we push upload.
I was like, no, I don't need to watch this. Not that it's bad, but it was like I've already told you everything in it, and like, you know, but that was like, you know, obviously there's chapter markers there, and that's me thinking, okay, in this case, like I'm returning this microphone, so I'm not going to have it around to test anymore. I want to get everything out all at once, and I want to. This is sort of like my definitive opinion on this thing.
Yeah.
So that way it can live as that definitive opinion, and not. I don't need to make like 5 follow-up videos about, oh, actually, blah blah blah.
Speaking of phones, I got the 15P Max, but would have liked a video specifically discussing the new lineup with creators in mind. Also, Only Murders has been picked up for season 4. That is very great news.
Well, it needed to after that ending.
Yes. Daniel, I'm using Final Cut Pro for a while now, and I would typically not watch YouTube videos on it, as I will just spend a lot of hours of my life for not much, but still I bought Peter's and Tom's courses.
Nice.
And I truly learned
Regret
plenty of new things, less on the interface, more on the editor approach, and I love that. That's
Yeah,
great.
because the interface, I mean, you kind of pick it up when you. I don't know what Peter's approach was for his course, but for mine, what I was thinking was I learned so much when I watch someone edit. Like, they don't need to instruct me, but if I just sat here and watched Heather edit a video, I would learn a lot.
Yeah.
Even in Final Cut, which I've used for.
I mean,
don't
we
know,
always
12 years or
like,
whatever.
hey, look at this new thing I tried. Every single time.
Yeah, just watching someone do something, you learn it, and
Yeah.
a lot of it you can learn. Like, oh, they clicked that button and it did a thing, but you're learning that while you're watching them. Like, oh, that's how you like put in your audio. That's when you organize
There's
your
always
stuff.
something
Oh,
new
like,
to like notice.
yeah, and
Yeah.
to me that's easier because it gives this it's learning with a purpose instead of just learning like this button does this. You see the why behind it, and then it
Right.
really sticks.
Yeah. I love Only Murders in the Building. One of my favorite shows because I'm always trying to figure out the whole story. It's a fantastic show.
Yeah.
A couple hockey players came by the produce stand the other day. Oh, that's from your show.
It is from my show.
Tom, what are your thoughts after the live stream a few weeks ago? More regular occurrences?
Oh yeah. It's just been busy, but that was cool. I did an hour-long live stream that was very low stress, very low, like
I hope
not
you
not
did
low
more.
energy, but I wasn't dead afterwards. I still was able to have my day,
Sure, yeah.
and it didn't take 2 days to prep for. So it's like, oh, it was a fun thing to do on top of everything else. Who says we're 7 episodes? We'll keep watching episode 2.
You know what Tom and I, here we can wrap up on this.
Sure.
What Tom and I did earlier this summer is, did we talk about this?
I don't know what we're gonna talk about.
We forced each other to come up with 50 ideas for each
Yeah.
other's channel.
That was
So like,
awesome.
so basically collectively we came up with 100 ideas for Tom's channel, video ideas, and 100 ideas for my channel. He had to come up with 50, I had to come up with 50. And it was fantastic because it was like, okay, I think both of us can come up with each other or come up with video ideas for each other's channels. Like our first 10 are, I think
Obvious.
a lot of us would probably have the same ideas. Like, oh, this would be cool. That would be cool. People have been talking about that or asking you questions about that. But then when you're like, a video idea number 25, dang, we got to get real creative here.
Yeah.
Like, what if you tried this, you know? And it was a really fun exercise. Like, it was very
Yeah.
like insightful in terms of, I think also in our, like, we're at that 6-7 year mark of being in our YouTube careers. Like, what if we did try that different direction or that different
Well, it's cool, too.
perspective, or, you know?
A lot of the ideas were more like evergreen also. So like they're ones that we can just sort of, we each have like a box of, we sort of separated them into like, this would be a no, this would be a maybe, or the maybes were more like long term. Like this is something I want to do, but it's a project.
Yeah.
And these are
gonna take a
ideas that
while.
like I could make a video on right now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to have that because if that thing happens where you're just, you know, I feel like I want to do something different or I
Yeah.
don't know what to do,
We just both
just
have
grab a thing out of the
box.
box and go
Yeah.
for it. That was really, really valuable
Yeah.
to do. And yeah, that was a cool thing. And it started with, you were in my office one day and I think I was ranting about something, but I was like, you know, it'd be interesting. Oh, I think I was ranting about like a company that was trying to have their fingers in my business more than I wanted them to. And I was like, what if, I could just say no to everybody. And then what if like I literally just made videos for the rest of the year about stuff that's in this room right now?
Oh, that was what it was.
It was like giving a limitation, and I was like, could do that.
Yeah, no new stuff, no like every video idea you come up with, it has to be like from something that you have in this room already.
Yeah, and again, the first 5 would be easy, and then it's like, well, here is
like what
my
is in here?
light bulb.
Yeah.
But then that's when you were like, oh, let's try this other.
I feel like those ideas are more evergreen, more entertaining, more like, not only are you curious, if you're curious as the creator, so is the audience, so it's like, oh, we're going to go on a journey in this video, and it's going to be like, where are we going to end up? It'll be
we
fun.
had thought about like, this could be a fun activity to do at like an event, like everyone going to eCam right now. It could be kind of a fun pair up with someone and come with 50 ideas for the channel. But
pair up with someone who knows your channel too.
Yeah, because that's what we agreed, because we created ideas knowing each other as well as we do.
I know what Tom isn't willing to do, or what would be a reach and a stretch in a good way of like, yes, this might be out of your comfort zone, but I know you're willing to do it.
Versus something that like either I'm not willing to do or genuinely has no place on the channel or like whatever. Like show us like a spaghetti recipe.
Yeah.
No. Like,
I mean, we could all make that video, but obviously.
And so and I think if you did this activity with someone who you didn't know that well or didn't know your goals that well, they would just give you a bunch of like crazy ideas, like crazy fun YouTube video ideas, but they wouldn't be for you. And so it's very important if you were to do that, to do it with someone who knows you, knows your goals, knows your limits,
but knows your content.
Knows your content.
Like they've watched for.
Yeah.
Your
but really helpful
videos
though.
Or whatever. Yeah, no, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like a little like YouTube creator retreat for us.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. I love live streams, says Bailey. Even though the timing isn't always the best for me, I love being in the chat, helping with questions.
We love having you here and appreciate everything that you do.
I was just I was napping. I had just woken up for a nap, so I was still in bed, and I was watching the live stream, and I was like, look at Bailey plugging in all the links and everything. You're so awesome, Bailey, I swear.
I know. Well, now that we watch the Boston and Maine 100 cams, there's a lot of like Australia and New Zealand cameras.
Yeah.
And so we can always see like, oh, it's morning over there now. And I always think like, okay, it's morning for Bailey over there.
Yeah.
Because then I look at the time and I'm like, okay, so when we stream at this time, this is what it's like for him.
Yeah. Peter Gregg, hello.
Peter.
Good morning. Or good afternoon.
Love the 50 idea thing. Yes, yeah, see, and your Friday Night Live crew knows you well enough too that they could even
exactly.
submit
They've been
ideas.
There.
Yeah.
They're part of the crew. Live streaming is a form of therapy for the streamer.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah. Free therapy.
That is true. That's why I'm glad we're doing this again.
It scratches a real specific itch, and that's...
Oh, this is cute. I will ask my wife for 5 YouTube video ideas.
Yeah, so that's good. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And you don't ever have to even do them, but just the ideas there.
That's the thing. Like, even if you don't do them, it was still good to, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, I think you can, it's that thing of like, you can get so caught up in the way that you're doing YouTube.
Yeah.
That like, I don't know.
You get stuck in your ways.
Yeah, you get stuck in your ways, but also like, what if there's this way more fun way that you're not even thinking about because you're stuck in this way, right? And like sometimes you need the outside party to like help your brain make the connections of like, oh my gosh, this would be really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's very true.
All right, Tom.
That was a fun discussion.
Yeah, it was. That was very fun. If you don't know the person channel, I think 50 might be.
Yeah, I mean, we did 50, We did 50.
We did 50, yeah, because we could do 50, but let me tell you, oh my God, it was so much harder. It was so much harder to come up with those ideas for my channel. I could come up with 50 for Tom. Like, it took me so much less time to come up with
the bigger number
ideas.
was helpful because it did get the easy ideas out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 or 10 ideas was not hard. Like, do this, do that, do that.
I was like, I have freaking
idea 36
19
was like,
more pieces of
we're
paper.
getting weird over here.
Yeah. Anyway.
Alrighty.
Even as they're watching you guys together, there's like comfort food. Oh, that's so sweet.
That's how I feel about your stream too, Peter.
Aww.
It's just, I mean, that is
so
a live
nice.
stream thing. Just hearing it on, it's like, okay, all is well.
Unbelievable. My mind seems to work the most constructively early in the morning. That's for us too.
Yeah,
I usually
for sure.
wake up early, get some business work done before school starts, and then full day of school. Yeah.
That's so impressive.
That's
Get some business work
because
done,
you're
then go to
in
school.
high school. That's
God,
crazy.
so
It's like
cool.
human chat GPT prompts. Yeah. Well, I think we actually did ask chat first. But then
it is.
it's going to do the generic,
It's
not,
very generic, yeah.
it's not going to do it for our specific channels.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a
And
vlog channel or whatever.
I didn't want to. I guess here's the last thing talking about AI chat thing. I ran into a former student, or we repeatedly run into a former student at our gym.
Oh, yeah.
One of my students from years ago, who's like, he's already gotten like his nutrition degree. Like he's an adult in his mid-20s at this point. But he is going back to school for like some nutrition science stuff, and he was telling me like that in school he was always bad at studying and a kind of a bad student because he either didn't know how to study. If he missed one concept, he really had a hard time bridging the gap. So if he's absent a day or something, and then he would try to ask for help, and teachers would go, well, we have 30 people. I can't go back and like redo what we did yesterday. Like I can only catch you up so far. And his other thing is he's admittedly almost like a little kid, where it's like, why? So you say, why does this happen? Because this. Why? Because this. Why? Because this. And especially he's breaking down like, why do certain proteins combine in certain ways and affect these organs or whatever?
How does this thing work?
And he's like, yeah, so I've always had a hard time studying because I either can't get the material, I miss the material, or people don't have the patience to deal with me. You know who has the patience for that? Chat. And so he was like even showing me his chat transcripts where it's like, I'll start with a question that like, he would go to it with a question his professor couldn't answer.
There's no
Ask
judgment.
chat.
Chat doesn't judge you.
And then just keep drilling down for, dozens of questions. And there is no like, how many times I have to tell you, like, it just keeps explaining it, keeps breaking it down. And then he has the understanding at the end. And it's not just, because his big thing was, I don't want the answer, I want the why. Like, I want to understand the answer so that when someone asks me, like, can you overdose on multivitamins, I can actually give them more than a yes or no answer.
Yes. Yeah.
And the why behind it. I'm like, that's amazing. And that's a really cool learning tool. And, he has enough knowledge to also like, this seems completely wrong, like that kind of a thing. But,
right. Yeah. Because I think that's going to be not just a YouTube thing or a chat thing. I think all of us are going to, our like detection meter for what's true or real is really going to have to be used more often, I think.
Yeah. I just had the thought too. I know we were supposed to end, but as someone, okay.
Yes.
Sorry. We went to a hockey game on Friday, which ended up getting canceled due to a power outage. It was crazy.
I wish I vlogged. Sorry.
That was
separate.
That was bonkers. It was supposed to start, and the lights were supposed to go out to start the show, and then the power just went out.
Power went out.
Everyone sat around for 90 minutes, and then they canceled the game.
Yeah.
But I have these really cool. You want to talk about whatever it is, like product placement? These really cool PGY Tech photography gloves, because I get cold hands in the ice rink. They're crazy warm gloves. They even come with a thing that says pour hot water in these and watch how the steam comes out, but the water doesn't leak out. They're like super warm insulated gloves. But they have like capacitive fingers. Certain fingers lift up and pin back, so you could operate like a drone controller or a camera. Yeah. They're really, really nice gloves, and I lost one of them at the arena. Don't worry, I've already ordered another pair, but it wasn't just losing my glove is annoying. It's the sentimentality that I have for inanimate objects.
Really attached to his stuff.
Yeah, I'm an only child. Okay, look, I didn't have brothers and sisters, but I had my like Nintendo and my gloves and stuff. Yeah, the thought of one shoe, one glove, saddest freaking. I'm going to go to the Lost and Found today and just see like, did anyone happen to turn in a glove 3 days ago?
It's in the trash.
I know it's in the trash, but anyway, the reason I brought that up was as chat does and AI does become more like communicative, people with my propensity to get attached to things.
I think that's the first thing it's going to do.
Yeah,
it's going to try to, I mean.
Is it going to be, it's going to be like that movie Her. Like, is it going to be really hard to like.
No, it's not.
I would hope not.
I don't think so, because I think that, first of all, it's already being done.
I have a soft spot for Clippy the paperclip.
Exactly.
You know how many letters he helped me write?
That was like 25 years ago. So if you have a soft spot for an AI before AI was the thing, imagine
but Clippy couldn't go
years.
Like, "Hey Tom, how are you feeling today after the thing last week?" Oh, like it would just like looks like you're writing a letter of recommendation. Like,
All right.
all right. Well, it's time to clear the table, and yeah, this was fun. So
was fun.
I guess our plan is to tentatively stream this
Wait,
Friday.
Let me look at the calendar. Let me
Oh,
just
yeah, yeah.
let me just take a little gand here. Yeah.
Friday should hopefully work. I have some dental work this week, so that might dictate a few
Oh
things.
yeah.
But
we're gonna aim for Friday.
should be good by Friday.
And I think I'll try to make the mailing list form if you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
sign up for. So we're gonna create a mailing list on Tom's mailing list, email mailing list, where we can send out an email 24 hours before the couples table starts. But we're planning on Fridays. Just this week was a little tricky.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll keep you updated.
Cool.
All right. Thanks for hanging out. We
Have
appreciate
a good
it.
rest of your weekend.
Yeah. Have a safe, happy, healthy, fun rest of your day, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Heather's got to discreetly click the thing.